Hello. Am I live? Oh, seems like I am. Just had a delay on the feedback. Okay, so let's see. I want to kind of what I wanted to do today is kind of like just do some programming at a couple features to bottle, and I thought it would be a good idea to make like a sprite renderer, which is super basic and should be, it's like a good ratio between how basic it is and how useful it is. So that's gonna be fun. And I think I might be able to do it in like 2 hours because I've done it before. So let's start. I'm starting with a completely empty project. I mean, I've added a couple stuff, like I have some assets and I've set up the framework. So actually, let me see if it even runs properly. Yeah, oh, of course. So this should work. So you can tell me in chat if you can see the text right or something like that. I might have to change encoding settings or something. So yeah, it runs. So from here we know I have set up the framework correctly. So that's good. I'm looking at chat once in a while. I have it by my side here. So if there's an issue or what have you, if you can listen to me, I guess you won't be able to tell if you can listen because I'm talking. I'm gonna trust you can listen to me. Okay, actually, I am not muted, yeah. I've only muted the desktop audio. So, okay. First things first, kinda, let's outline what I want to happen, right? I want to create kinda like a library that's gonna be our renderer, and then some very basic API to draw 2D stuff like quads with a texture bound to them and some UVs. Let's start with the draw method. Bottle.draw. This is the render pass, which is like a web GPU concept. I will skip most of explanation of internals and stuff like that. The truth is, the Bottle API is very, very raw right now, and I don't want to really bother explaining every small stuff because it's gonna change a lot. So there's really not a lot of point in explaining stuff that's gonna change for sure. So now, what I'm gonna do? Oh, also I have, like, I should have, I think. No? I thought I had, let me see. Well, that's a bother. I thought I had like a module with with a couple helpers, but it seems not. But I can steal some from here. Yeah. For example, I have here like a function to open an image, and I can get one for reading a whole file, which is going to be important to load our shader. So github/me, and what do I have? Which repo had it? It's gonna be maybe this one. Yeah. Have a function to, no, not this one, because this one uses FizzFS. Maybe the emulator. Let's see. Here. This one uses libc, which is all that I can rely on right now. So And let me make a test file. Okay, and this uses libc, and I think we might have this by default in the scopes libraries now. So using, let me try c.studio studio. That's probably how people say it. Let me try. And it wants array as well. Yeah. Oh, this is bothersome. What was the thing? What do you not like? Let's do it. I will clean this up later. This is just a very quick and dirty helper file, just so we can get started. I need something to load a file and something to create an image. So I'm just gonna set this up real quick, and we can start. And this changes to using studio.extern, using studio.define, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it works now. And to test it, print string. Oh, I believe it returns an array, right? Is this what I want? Probably. Yeah. Okay. Read the whole file. Test.txt. Oh, and it might error, so I have to wrap it in a try block as well. It's kind of annoying. I think I'm not gonna do it this way when I do the file system API for years, but it works now. Like, yeah, this works. String data implied. We want to convert this to a pointer to char, and then no pointer, and then cast it to yes. This should be enough. Let's see. Oh, it's probably not zero terminated, so yeah, let me test the length as well. Okay, so we have here, it might be too small to see in the, yeah, it might be too small to see in the string, but it prints the same text as here, so that's good. Now that we know it works, at least for this test. Can use it. And there was also this load image here. So these are just some helpful functions to bootstrap away into a working program. And we spot the two functions. Load image takes a file name. Yeah, also it will want a couple. What is TBI? Yeah, let me run and see what it says. It doesn't have GPU texture. And where do I have that? Probably here. Right. It looks kind of messy right now. I'm gonna clean this up later, or maybe not. I mean, this is just it's fine. Seems like this might be all I need right now. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So there's no way to see what this does right now because I have to set up some things. But let's see. Render is our new file. And as always, it has like an init function. Am I gonna use an object like a sprite batcher or just an internal API thing? I think I'm gonna make an object just to make it cleaner. So using import struct. Sprite batch. And it has like a texture. I'm gonna use one texture for now, since I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. And I want this. GPU texture. What else? We want quad information, I guess. That would be vertices and, well, more like position, size, and texture coordinates. Yeah. So let's make that as well. Sprite. Yeah, Sprite. Sprite's a good name. It's gonna use GLM as well. This is for the vector types. So position is vec2. Size is a vec2 as well, xy. Texture coordinates, it's gonna be that's a vec2 as well, I think, yeah. And then we have a vertex type as well. It's gonna hold more low-level information for each vertex. It's all plain data, because it's just like stored stuff. Position, text quartz, and color, I guess. Do I usually put color first or last? No, I guess I didn't use it here, so color vec2. No, this is a vec4. Is this 2 or do I want 3 as well? I guess 2 is fine, probably, yeah, because then it's more compact or whatever it is gonna do, like gonna store like in a vec4 probably. Okay, So we have a sprite and a vertex or vertex. Okay. And a mesh. Is this what I want? Let me see. Buffers. Yeah, mesh. Okay, here I called mesh an alias to a storage buffer. Well, let's do it like this. Right, yeah. Index data. No, this is not. This would be the buffer. Yeah. Index buffer. View index buffer. And it's gonna be U16 vertices, which means we can do like 65k vertices divided by 4. That's like 16 or something. Yeah, something like 16k worth of quads. Yeah, cost 4 vertices with indices. Which is a fair amount, yeah. I would probably maybe I won't think about this right now, but like it could change the index type to 32 bits later, or maybe just start at 32 bits, whatever would be easier to do for a larger amount of sprites, which is totally a reasonable thing to want, because you can get a lot of quads and it would run pretty fast. But let's start with U16 for now. And then because of the way the API is on right now, you have to keep pretty much, if you're gonna be updating the vertex data, you need to have memory backed buffer. So like at all times you keep an array of vertices in CPU memory, because you have to write the whole buffer every time you update. And it's not like it would be super difficult to update a range, but it was just easier to do it this way, and I don't want to change it right now. So now we have index data, which is an array which I haven't imported yet. Array of vertices. No, this is the vertex data. Yeah. Then index data is an array of U16. Let me check something. Yeah. Okay. Is this what I wanted to do? Oh, I think this is supposed to be in the, yeah. And I guess I don't care about this type either. Whatever. I'm a bit confused because I have done this before, and every time I kind of change something because I don't like how I did it before, and I get a little bit confused on what approach I want to take, but this is probably easier to do. Not bothering with the extra type. And I keep redoing this thing because I'm always changing the internal, so I have to do it again. Okay, but also I wanted to demonstrate how it's done, so That's why I'm doing it right now. Okay. Now we have our types, and we have a draw function that takes a render pass, and what else? Let's add also a draw state that will keep some objects in global, yeah, some global state for renderer. I'm not too bothered by like doing global state now because I'm not thinking about multi-threaded. This is really an early iteration of the thing, so it's not too problematic. Maybe I'll think about this later and make it more clean like that, but for now it's fine. So draw state takes a, let me see what I have here. Takes a pipeline. Let me just copy this. Pipeline, GPU pipeline. I should probably not copy everything. And then we have two bind groups. I have like some pre-made layouts for this pipeline. Then again, I said I wouldn't explain things, so you can just ignore this. I'm just gonna end this. Seems like this is misindented. It's not option because the whole thing is gonna be an option. Two bind groups. The first bind group has the, what does it have? It has the vertex buffer and the uniform buffer, I believe. Let me check. No, the first has a vertex buffer, has a sampler and a texture. And the second buffer, the second bind group, is gonna be the uniform buffer. So yeah. Group 0, 1, and this is already in the sprite patch. And the index buffer. Oh, I should probably put the own GPU bind group in the sprite patch as well. So like, so maybe we don't need this here. We only need the pipeline because like the sprite batch is gonna have them. And then when you like draw a sprite batch, it's gonna bind these groups to the pipeline that is already in the draw state. Yeah, this is probably how I want this to work. And the uniform buffer. Is this global or is it per object? I feel like it can be global because for now we only have like the camera, right? That's probably all I care about really. And like I'm not supporting custom shaders right now, it's only gonna be the one shader. So like I can think about this later. Or maybe this would be like an internal uniform buffer and the user has a secondary slot for their own uniform buffer. That's one way to do it. Yeah, I think this is gonna be global state. Oh yeah, and I need to pass a uniform struct. Here I have time, but instead I want a camera. So it will be like a matrix, I think, yeah, for the transform. That's what we have. Okay, cool. So this may be all the types we need, probably. Maybe. Now we can start thinking about let me export the stuff. Yeah, sprite batch. init, draw, what else? Probably like, do I need a draw function? I feel like I don't need a draw function, because you can call like a method in the sprite batch itself, yeah. So I think actually we don't use this function here. It's gonna be here. Seems reasonable, yeah. Okay, so just the init. And do I have to pass anything here? I don't know actually. We'll figure it out. Okay, so let's see how it's done here. Bind group. So we set bind groups in the render pass. Yeah, let's copy this as well. Yeah, I feel like this here is all we need to for the draw function pretty much. I think we want to draw the whole sprite batch, because like if you have like say layers, you would have different sprite batches, one for each layer. So yeah, it's quite, the draw itself is quite simple. Of course I have to modify things to make it work with, and this goes here, and this is global state, so I have an instance of it. It has to be optional for reasons of GPU initialization. Like if it's not, it's gonna try to make a buffer or a pipeline without a GPU, and that's not gonna be good. So I need to make it optional and unwrap it every time I need to use it. But hopefully like a function like this doesn't need to do much, or rather it does a lot at once. So I only have to unwrap this option once, and that should be fairly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Option draw state. Okay. So we receive the render pass here, and let's state force unwrap draw state. I usually just force unwrap things because I don't really bother with error reporting and this kind of stuff, because it's like if you don't initialize, just crash, right? What we're gonna recover from. So that's why I force it here. So let's see, state, so here, and by render pass, let me. No, actually this is from self, yeah. Okay, so the only thing we want from state here is the pipeline and the uniform buffer. But because this is for the camera stuff, and I actually have no idea where to put this, because we're not drawing here. Maybe like update camera or something? I guess that would make sense. I suppose, as good as anything. Alright, I'll have plenty of time to think about this later. So like position. Set camera position. Right. Yeah. So like we have something like Love, which has like whole transformation stack, and I'm not bothering with this right now. Maybe I could, not sure if I want to, but maybe it could probably be useful to do so. Although for right now I think A simple camera is more than enough. Okay. So here in the init function, we're going to, let me add some more code here. To the render test. No. Okay, now for initialization, GPU pipeline basic. Oh yeah, this basic uses the, let me read this real quick just to, because I haven't touched this in a while. It's actually a bit too complicated right now. I'm gonna like compress the code for this so you can get started like with 10 lines or so. But for now I have to read what I wrote before to know what to do. So like we create a pipeline and it has to have a shader. Yeah. Shader, which is a string, I believe. Yeah. Has to have a shader. You know what? I think I'll just change this to return a string already, because it saves me some headache. So instead of array as a string, yeah, this should work. Probably. Oh, it needs to have like the what? Oh, right. That's not how you define a string type. And I have to wrap it, of course. I really should just, yeah, it works. I really should just like crash if I can find a file, because it's also less typing for me later on. So just change this to an assert. There is not, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it works. Okay, so where were we? Initialization, okay. Yeah, we're gonna do something like draw state equals draw state and it takes a pipeline, also takes a uniform buffer. Okay. Yeah. And this one here is the number of elements in the buffer. So like every time you create a, if I recall correctly, every buffer does this, yeah. Every time you create a buffer in this API, so like the type is a compound type of the type of buffer and the element type. So like this buffer stores the struct uniform, and it's assumed that's an array of uniforms, right? So here we specify that it's one element, so it's like just this one struct. But for example, in the case of a vertex buffer, you could have like a lot more elements, and this has to be decided at runtime, because you might want to like replace with a bigger buffer, for example. We might do this today if there's time. Otherwise, just, oh yeah. I guess the maximum size of the buffer is gonna be encoded in the size of the array itself. So there's that. I don't have to like, because I used to keep track of like the count of elements, and I think I'm not doing that anymore. Oh, speaking of which, I need sprites array. So like you add sprites and it gets converted to vertices and indices. Okay, so we have an uniform buffer and we want a pipeline. I'm gonna use the exact same one here. It's gonna load a shader. Am I using helpers? Not yet. We're gonna get the shader from a file, and I guess, yeah, this is just gonna be a file. I could like set the shader from the main program, but like I said, I'm not supporting custom shaders right now, so the renderer itself is gonna take care of it. The whole file. What else do we have? Okay, layout. Yeah, and there's a whole mess here of how to get the layouts. This is something I have to streamline later, but for now it's like this stuff that I hate, but it's not super important. Like I just have to write once. I think that the problem with this kind of ugly stuff is that I kind of just have to write it once and then copy later, so I never really improve it. But I'll get there eventually. Someday I'll take a day just to do refactoring, and I'm gonna improve this stuff. Oh wait, yeah, supposed to. Don't care. Streaming mesh, is that all? About line group 1, yeah, that's one layout. And I suppose if you're not me, you really don't get what's going on right now, but that's fine. Just enjoy the keyboard sounds, I guess. Yeah, I specifically made sure that they're audible. Okay. So after the pipeline, we have to like set the bind groups, but I'm not setting this here actually because, yeah, this is for the sprite batch actually. So cache, and where is this cache from? Cache from here. And I have to import this, and like that's how you know a lot of this stuff is like internal, because I haven't even bothered to expose it correctly. You have to like import an internal file, and it's like super hacky right now, but that's fine. Oh, that's a global. Yeah, all this stuff super ugly. Global. Okay. So I have this, and this should be all the bullshit in this part. Let me find what else. I guess I need to get this as well. Boring stuff. Yeah, just importing the names I need aren't exposed yet. Okay. So when I initialize, and I guess whenever I say resize the buffer, I need to recreate this as well. So the uniform buffer is like part of the global state, so maybe this bind group should be set by the global state as well, I suppose so. Yeah, that makes no sense to tie it to the... Although I guess maybe that would be the key to supporting custom shaders. You set it by sprite batch, so like one sprite batch has a shader, another has another one, kind of like it would be for entities in a 3D renderer, right? Like materials. So maybe that would be cool, but I feel like if I go that road, it's gonna make the stream super long, so maybe not. Or it could be like 30 seconds, but I don't want to find out. So I guess it's gonna be a little bit weird that this is here, but it is what it is. Like I just don't wanna think on stream too much. Okay, uniform buffer, U buffer. Yeah, okay. I need to remove this because I need to reference it. Right. And there's like weird stuff. Layout. just to make it a bit clearer. So we have the layout, and it's like totally assessing like private stuff inside the struct, but that's because I couldn't decide yet like how to structure the pipeline API either. So we have to make do with this for now. So pipeline bind group 0. So this uses a vertex buffer, and I guess this could be like a function that would update the bind groups instead of being done in the type call. Yeah. Takes a vertex buffer, and it would probably take a sampler as well. Okay, so going back to the texture example from Bottle, because here I have, oh yeah, we use the dummy sampler, but we kind of want to do a customized sampler because this one uses bilinear filtering, and I'm gonna set nearest neighbor filtering by default just because I need it right now. And I think I added support for this because beforehand you couldn't make a binding of a sampler with like a different filtering because you didn't have the option to change that. I didn't add the option to change anything at all, but I think I support filtering now. Let me see. Scopes, packages, Bottle. That would be texture, I think. Format, yeah, it's here. Super weird as well, the way I did it. Okay. So here I made it so the default texture format is RGB8, and then channels, wasn't it here? I guess I'm gonna sample different file, I guess. Oh, I think I need to do it like, oh no, I didn't add support for that. I need to like use the raw WGPU API for that. So like I take the way the dummy is done, and yeah, this thing here. I have to do my own. Okay. Huh. Yeah, so sampler. Instead of dummy sampler, we have this one. Do I even have this? Yes, I do. I have the name resource bind here. Sampler. So okay, I need to import WGPU as well, because we're messing with that stuff now. Device create sampler and I state as well. Where do I get this? From here. Do I have to unwrap here or something? Guess not. Yeah, it's not an option at all, I think. Huh. I guess if you try to use it, it just blows up, but that's fine. Things blowing up is completely fine. Because it kind of assumes you already initialized everything. I state, okay, device, simply descriptor. Address mode, repeat, repeat, repeat. That seems fine. Linear nearest. For both magnification and minification. Nearest. And mip map, I don't care right now. We don't even use mip maps. Name is the texture view. Yeah, this is fine. Because it's for 2D textures, yeah. I think that would be it for the bind group. Okay. So takes a vertex buffer. No, is that fine actually? I don't remember. I guess so. Where do I set the texture here? Oh wait, no, I'm not in the right file. Yeah, for the texture view, it actually takes a reference to the image itself. So like texture.view. Okay. That seems to cover everything. Yeah, the cool thing is that I just realized there's like chat and my tablet wasn't updating at all. So that's nice. So like I was supposed to be reading chat and for half an hour there was nothing. That's awesome. Oh, about the ambience. Maybe I forgot to add the noise reduction at all. I thought I did it, but maybe I just didn't enable it. Okay, texture view. So I'll make sure to make that work better next time. Just like I didn't want to delay the stream too much this time, so I didn't have time to test everything. But I'll try to make things work better next time I do it. Also, I want to do it like maybe weekly or so, maybe bi-weekly, which would be 2 times a week and not every 2 weeks. Yeah. The birds, is it the birds you're talking about? There's a lot of birds. And it's not a jungle. I know there's birds, there's trees. Oh, it's scopes. But I think it looks scary because I'm dealing with a lot of web GPU stuff. So yeah, like the language is not the most scary stuff about this for sure. Okay, that's probably like 30 seconds delay as well because I wanted to have quality so the text is readable. So yeah. Yeah, the jungle sounds. Yeah, it's good birds. I used to have, when I was streaming back home, there would be like a rooster. It was much worse than birds. Like, it is a bird, but it's much louder. Scopes are scary, yeah. I'm shaking and crying right now because of scopes. Okay, so where was I? Move this extra line. Yeah, we want to make a bind group, and by this point I need the vertex buffer and I need the texture. So I suppose I can pass like a texture here from the constructor. That makes sense. We have helpers. No, not yet. Okay, so here, let's get the texture. And I think it's called load image. Yeah. And it fails. If it dies, it dies. Texture file name. And the vertex buffer, I think what I want to do is to set like a baseline maximum vertex count, which could be like 1,000 quads. That makes sense, I think. So like 4,000. Yeah. Where do I make a vertex buffer? Here. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So this is 4,000 vertices. The index buffer, I guess, as well. Though, yeah, sure. You can create the index buffer right now. And that should be, it's more like 6 per quad, right? So it would be 6,000, totally not a bad thing to hard code numbers like that, but you do it. I buffer. So here I have the 3 things I really need. can proceed with our constructor. So it takes a bunch of things. I can ignore the array stuff, but not the other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of need actually to have an array with the appropriate size, since I need to write the whole data. So like if I have a 4,000 vertex buffer, I need a backing array of 4,000 vertices. Otherwise, when I write, I'm gonna segfault, and that's not fun. Because that's just the way I wrote things. I'm jumping all over the place because it's a bit easier for me. Do I need this? Yeah, I feel like I do, because whenever I need to update the buffer, I need to set the texture again to the bind group, and also if I want to update it, to change the texture. Anyway, yeah, just have it here. VBuffer. And like, don't even think about lifetimes here, because I'm sure it is a mess. Buffer. And B group 0 would be, no, I can't do that. I need to do it right here. It takes a vertex buffer and a texture, yeah. Do I have everything? No, I do not. Vertex data. Just a lot of type for the moment. So seems like I have everything now. Sprites. Oh, I don't have sprites yet. I don't think I need to resize the sprites actually. Yeah, only the arrays have to be populated. And like the size of the arrays, of the buffers, will be determined by how many sprites I have, so I don't need to bother with this right now actually. Okay, so this should be all for the initialization. And I guess this doesn't need to go here. Maybe I have it here. No. Yeah. Okay, now let me run the file just to see if I have like name problems. Yeah, I don't have option. And I don't have GPU index buffer without uppercase U. Cache, where's my cache? Here. I think both of these, yeah, I need to move them both up, probably. And I don't have string, also very important. Just fixing some typos. Index buffer. Oh, okay. Now it is complaining about the draw function. And this here should be self.indexBuffer, I believe. Yeah. Hmm, 114. Oh, I shouldn't have cut, just copied, okay. Okay, it runs. So now it compiles, so to speak. We just have to know in which ways it works wrong and fix it, right? Oh, also, I need like to get some math functions to set our camera correctly, but maybe I don't bother with that right now. Maybe I want to like get something on screen as fast as possible. Let's write some of the application code, right? Import renderer, and here I have init, and it takes nothing. That's good. Now, always good to see if the initialization works, and it doesn't. No init, why not? Oh, I don't actually export the things. Okay. And it doesn't like the file path, I guess. Oh, I haven't written the shader. Right. I need a shader. Okay, so it's gonna be blank for now. Yeah, and it's like, we don't like a blank shader. Oh, but it runs because I never set the shader, okay. Yeah, so it kind of works. Just the shader is missing, but that's fine. Let's write it. I'm gonna copy this and then modify it to work the way I want. So this shader, the vertex output, yeah, and this one is hard-coded. Am I getting the right one? No, I'm not. This is the shader I wanted, yeah. Okay, try again. Okay, so the other shader. Let's see. I need to for the shader I need to mirror the structure of the vertex, which I can render vertex position text quartz color. So be position, just text quartz. Vector. Okay. Uniforms should be MVP, mat 4x4, F32. Okay, so here I have 0 for the vertex attributes, and 0, 1 should be the... These are the shader bindings for the stuff you bind to the shader. So like here, there's a buffer, and group 0 binding 1 would be the texture and sampler, right? Actually, let me check. Yeah, sampler, texture. Oh yeah, it has 3 bindings. So like first 0 is for the buffer, 1 for the sampler, and 2 for the texture. Let's do it here. Yeah. This should be all the bindings. So here we output a vertex color and a vertex position. Yeah. The vertex shader should be pretty straightforward, but here I do some funny stuff that I don't need. Just for the text color, the vertex color rather. Yeah. Position is correct. And here we do vertex pooling, which is, I think, the way I do vertex buffers here is that I use a storage buffer, which is like an opaque buffer with whatever kind of data you want, and then you define the structure of this buffer in the shader, which just mirrors the way we do it in the CPU, and then I use vertex indices to pull the vertex from the buffer. So like we need to do array indexing here. A vertex output, it's a pretty straightforward shader, so I don't think I need to modify it too much, but maybe. Yeah, I need to forward the text quartz as well. New position, location 1. Text quartz 2, 32. No, this is just another text quartz. Yeah. This should be everything. And here we should, yeah. Now here I need to do vertex sampling, texture sampling, which should be just this. Fortunately, I have these examples that save me a lot of time. So it's pretty much the same as GLSL, just use a sample function, and this is maybe a bit different if you are not used to using a separate sampler. So you have to pass a texture, a sampler, whereas normally you would have just a sampler, I guess. Sampler 2D, as they say. And the text quartz, okay. So this should be all the shader writing. And we draw nothing, so thankfully there's no errors, no validation errors, that's cool. Now I have to, I'm gonna make a game state struct. That's not what I want. Do I use I don't remember. Yeah, it's capitalized. Checking the chat real quick because it doesn't like to update at all. Guys, I need to take a very quick bathroom break, so I'll be back in like 3 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, sprite patch. And do I need to init the sprite patch? Oh, I need to make this. Yeah, okay, this has to be an option. Okay, so here in load do I need to init anything else? No. Yeah. Sprites. Actually, no, actually not. From render let's sprite patch. Just so we have this name more easily available. Okay, and what does it take? A vertex buffer in a text. No, it takes a texture file name. Okay. And I believe I have a texture called assets.pigwalk asset/pigwalk.png, which is our chosen asset. And I think what I'm gonna do is try and first just draw the whole image once as a quad in a default position, and then I'm gonna add functionality to add multiple sprites to a sprite batch, as you would in like a tile map or what have you. Okay, so this much should be fun to run right now. It's probably gonna error, yeah. Okay. Seems like I don't return something, maybe. Huh. Oh, try block, okay. No, not this, unreachable. Yeah. Okay, oh, yeah, of course. It's the thing. It's because I use a macro that does a thing and I copied some code and I didn't add the macro here, so let me get it. Yeah, this macro here. Exactly. Oh, I can just import this file, I guess. Import bottle.src.gpu, no, not helpers. And this should give me the macro, let's see. Yeah, and it runs. That's crazy. Not even a single error. I mean, after I added the thing. But like, not even a single real error, serious error. So that's cool. Getting good at this. Okay, so we create our sprite batch. And presumably it has the image in it. I have to assume this works because I have used in other stuff. So the next step is to draw it, and that's gonna be scary. Let me see what's the code for drawing. Okay, so this is wrong right away because it has like the two bind groups. I think this one is from state and this one's from self, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And it's going to like I feel like I should write these right away. Yeah, just so they are zeroed out. I don't know if WGPU zeroes out buffers, but I'm gonna make sure. So vbuffer write, and I think it takes the buffer and an array, nothing more, because it's the whole thing. Okay, so let's run. Yeah, it works. Assume actually, is this running? It's just suspicious. If it prints because it works. Okay, it printed. It is actually running the code. Cool. So the next step is to draw something and I need to set the camera. But here we have like 6 vertices, and we already set the index buffer. Yeah, because it's 2 triangles, but it's zeroed out. Okay, and actually I think I have to add the whole logic right now, because it's gonna be equally as complicated to just make some bullshit up. But yeah, I think there's 0, 0. Oh, and I need to use the index function. No, I think this one is in render pass, maybe. It is in render pass. Yeah, draw indexed. Has index count, instance count, first index, first instance. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So 6. At this point, okay, so what's the logic here? It should be the count of self dot index data. Oh, and like, yeah, no, actually I think we have to derive the number of indices from the sprite buffer, yeah. So for every sprite that's 6, okay. Yeah, this should be all that I need. Yeah, I suppose this is pretty much all that I need for the draw function. That's all, I think, pretty sure. I just need to count the vertices, and yeah, cool. So the next thing is to add sprites. That's gonna be a lot more complicated because I need to like make the vertices and set up a mesh, but hopefully not too complicated. I can do this in the next 20 minutes or so. Add sprite, okay, so that would need a position, a size, and text coordinates. And I think the text coordinates can be like optional, maybe. Yeah. So let's make this a typed function just for that. Those sweet optional parameters. Position, size, and text coordinates. Vec2. Oh, wait. Has to be 2, right? Has to be. Oh, it has to be a quad. Okay. Has to be a quad. That would be 2 vec2s. So let me make a quad. Yeah. Start, vec2, and end. Or should it be extend? Let's make extend. It's like size, but fancier. Okay. And then I calculate the end from the extend. Just like start plus extend. It's pretty easy. sprite. Instead of text scores, it should be quad. Yeah. Okay. Add sprite. So by default, it uses the whole texture. So it starts at 0, 0 and ends at 1, 1. And I believe for web GPU, it's top down, or rather top left to bottom right texture coordinates, even though the space itself is it bottom up? I don't remember. I have it set up somewhere. Should be bottom up, I guess. But we'll set up the orthographic projection in a bit. But yeah. Now if I do this here, we're probably gonna be able to draw something. It's gonna look super big or whatever, but it's gonna work. But like if we have like, oh, we're not gonna be able to see it actually. I should probably set the camera right now, because there's no way I will be able to test this with this image, because it's like 1 pixel is gonna be half the screen and it's gonna be transparent because of the corner of the image. So I need to set up the camera. Okay, so let's set the camera. I need to get the math functions because I'm not making a projection matrix on the fly. I didn't even make it on the fly then. I copied from the Scratch a Pixel website. So it should be here in math. Okay, so I need like these two functions for translating and scaling math.sc. And I want orthographic function. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so to set the camera, I need set camera position. I need to set the uniform. And you can do this because of the way uniforms work, or rather buffer writing works. You can only do this once a frame, which should be like, you shouldn't be setting the camera multiple times a frame anyway. So it's gonna work out alright. Natural circle, force lamp. In here, draw state dot uniforms, I believe. Uniform buffer. Yeah, I think it's gonna be something like this, right? How do I do it in the other thing? Do I not set a time? Oh, okay, I just make an array with one element, that's fine. That's fine. I should probably add a variant of buffer write that takes like the type of the thing and then it just writes one element, which would make a lot of sense, I suppose. Pen uniforms, okay, and then write stay.uniforms. Is it called that? I always forget. Uniform buffer, yeah. Okay, so time for some matrix multiplication here. I guess for now, okay, I need ortho. Oh, I need to use the window size, but I guess I can get that from bottle.window. Yeah. Get drawable size, I believe, is the one I want. So like draw renderer.set camera position 2:0,0. That should be good. And then okay, this should be the draw code. So I think by now, oh, except I need to add some sprites here still, but by now this should be all the draw code really. Yeah, here on update we can add some stuff and maybe clear. Indeed. Okay, so let's add clearing, which should be easier than adding sprites. For clearing, I think there's a clear function in array. Let's see. Yeah. So like clear self dot vertex data clear self dot index data, and this is probably kind of expensive. Maybe not, maybe it doesn't delete anything. Let's see. Clear, does it? Like, yeah. Yeah, I suppose. But this will probably do nothing because our elements are like plain. So just let me precise this, yeah. So okay, so clear is a loop that drops everything, but our drop is free because our sprites and vertices and stuff is just plain data, so this does nothing. And hopefully this compiles to nothing really. And then it set the count to 0, so this should be pretty free. It doesn't like set the data to 0 or anything. So I can just do this conscience free. Super well at night. I turn the light on. So okay. Clear self.sprites, I believe is the name. Yeah. And then yeah, I don't need to write to the buffers, I think, because draw can take from will not, so like the count of sprites will be 0, so any draw will be 0, so there's no point in like writing zeros to the buffer, I think, unless you decide to be nasty and do stuff. But I'm trusting you to use this correctly, so not doing that. So okay, in update we're gonna clear, let me take this as well. And then we'll add sprite, one sprite, position vec2 0 0. What size? I believe the size of the texture is something like it is details. It's 576, and this is actually a reason why instead of a file name, this should probably be the texture itself, because then you can take the size anytime you want instead of like knowing it by 30. This is a texture atlas, by the way. And I kind of wanted to animate it, but it's getting kind of late, so I think I'm gonna skip this today. Just gonna show the whole sprite atlas. So position 0 0, size of the image, and then a quad. And the quad is gonna be do I export this as well? No, I do not. I feel like this could be just a vec4 instead of a whole struct, but okay. Let's do it this way. Quad vec2 0 0. Oh, actually, I don't need to pass this because it's by default just the whole thing. So okay. So let's not bother. I had almost reading it, so didn't save any time at all, but okay. The chat is suspiciously silent. I don't know if I just am not seeing the updates, but maybe you guys just gave up talking, which is fine. Just doing a thing. Okay, add sprite. So here in add sprite, I need to generate some vertices and adding them to our sprite batch and indices. So okay, how do I do that? Now the thing is I need to I have an archetype of a quad, which would be 4 vertices in the positions, right? Yeah, so it's gonna look something like this. Normalize vertices. So the first one, so let's do it like 0, 2, 3, 1, 0, 1, 2. I think this is a good one, right? So like it goes 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3. Should work okay. So and we're going, I don't actually remember if my I'm gonna assume 0 is, I don't remember actually how my orthographic matrix is set up, but I think 0, 0 is bottom left, which is kind of a pain, I guess, but let's do it this way. So 0, 0 should be, so 0 should be 1, no, 0, 1, top left, right? No, should be 1, 1. Oh, no, right, it's correct. It's confusing. 1 should be 0, 0, bottom left. 2 should be 1, 0, bottom right. And 3 should be 1, 1. Yeah. Now for the texture coordinates, it'll be the exact opposite. No, not the exact opposite. It's flipped vertically. Because yeah, I didn't think this through probably. That's why. Same thing, but instead of 1 is 0. Okay. Now this takes an index for which one of these we want, and then we multiply it by the position and like size, right? Yeah. So like it's position plus this times size. Yeah, something like that, I believe. Yeah. Vertex position plus norm vertices at I times size. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Text coords. Now this is a bit more complicated. What we have to do is you know what? I'm just gonna pretend we can actually set like a quad, because that's pretty complicated to set up. You have to like convert from pixels to, not like super complicated, it's complicated enough that I don't want to bother with it right now. So let's just do the whole image for now. Text coords is text coords at I. Okay. And color, oh yeah, we didn't set a color. Let's just do 1 for now. just opaque white. That's pretty simple to add a color parameter here and stuff. And it just, I think the shader does this, where it just multiplies by the color. Oh, it does not, but it should. By vertex dot color, yeah. Okay. Now append self dot vertex data. Oh yeah, and we don't want to write to the buffer every time we add a sprite, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is add a dirty flag that adding a sprite sets, and like when you draw, if it's dirty, it will write the buffers and set the flag and then draw. Okay. So like, yeah, self.dirty equals true. And when drawing, if self.dirty update buffer self. This should do it. Yeah. And okay, what does this do? This writes self.vertex buffer, self.vertex data, and same for the other thing. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. Self.vertex data. Is it right? I feel like it is. Yeah. And then, oh, it should be append for each one. Oh, I think this works actually. Let me check. I think append is very addict now. It might be. No, it's not. I thought it was, but it isn't. Okay. And now for indices, append in self index data. Now I have to add 6 of these. So it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 0 should work. 2, 3, 0. Okay. Is that all? Maybe. I'm scared. Set camera position, and here, oh, I haven't done the MVP yet. Do I have math here? No. Okay, so it should be math.ortho .w.age multiplied by math.translate. This returns a translation matrix, and I think this is the correct order. We're gonna try that in a bit as well. Position. I think this is a vec3, so it should, yeah. Now if I did everything right, it should just work, maybe. Oh, not called boolean, bool. Okay, yeah. Oh, right, typo. And here I don't have GLM. And it's called sprites, not sprite batch. What is this? Oh, I have, what? Okay, and here's just a type issue. Set pipelining type, nothing. Oh, I have to pass the render pass. Okay. Okay, just some code that is left over. This also is left over. Okay, we have a shader here. Invalid field accessor color. Why though? Color is here. Oh, I guess I never choose color. Okay, try again. And it runs, but it doesn't show anything. Why? Now let's pull up RenderDoc real quick. Oh, I guess I have to run it from the terminal or something. Here, RenderDoc. Come on, man. Oh, from gamedev. What's it called? What's the executable called? QRenderDoc.exe. Well, I'll just get the whole path. Oh. See, I have to change this off. Forward slashes. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna get scopes. Working directory should be c.code /code/current/ bottle sprite batch. Yeah. And command line arguments e main.sc. It's probably a bit hard to see this on the stream because high DPI, but okay, let's launch. Hopefully it will work. Okay, so where's my draw call? Oh yeah, the texture is here, so like we know the texture is here now, but for some reason I'm drawing 0 vertices, so that can be good. I thought I had done this correctly. Did I not? Oh, I did not add a sprite to the thing, yeah. I feel like this is unnecessary actually. Like, why do I have this? I don't need it, but yeah, the way I remember now, the way I set up to do things was that instead of resizing the buffer, so like no append here or anything like that, right? It should be set add sprite. So like this is wrong. This shouldn't be append, should be set at a certain index, and the index is the next index for sprites. So yeah. So instead it should be append self.sprites sprite position size squared, yeah. Sprite. And here we get the next index. So here it should be this instead, yeah. And that's gonna be kind of a pain. Let's just do it. I could like make a macro to do this, but well, almost done already. Now this one's a bit easier because I can just do this. Oh, and also this is more like this, right? Yeah. This should be the same. Yeah, this should be good. Probably, yeah. Okay, let's try again. Oh, index out of bounds. Huh. These guys? Makes no sense though. Time for some debugging. Where do we assert? 0, and then okay, so it's not the sprite, obviously. Oh, because I cleared, so I'm not supposed to clear this one, right? I'm only supposed to clear sprites. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, no, that's too much. Now I need to remove the print statements. That's some print debugging right here. Okay, it still doesn't work, but probably for a different reason, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, it has the correct amount of... Oh, I'm not multiplying by the... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wasn't supposed to close renderdoc. Okay, I can just open it again. Okay, so I wasn't supposed to... Or rather, I forgot to multiply the projection matrix, right? And here I'm gonna have to refer to, because I never remember the order, so I'm just gonna shader. Where's my shader? Okay, right. Yeah, it's transforming the position. Okay. So uniforms dot mbp times position. Okay. Now this should work. It doesn't work, but let's see what happened. Yeah, it looks good. It's not degenerate or anything. Huh. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I feel like the positions are correct. It's pretty clearly in the center of the screen. Let's run it again. It's nothing's gonna change, but that's gonna be annoying. I have no idea. Draw should be correct. Yeah. Did I not set the texture? I feel like I did. Yeah. Yeah, and it even shows in RenderDoc. Right? You can see it here. And I don't think it's like overriding it or something. I don't feel like that's the case. 2 3 1, yeah, 0 1 2 2 1 2 3 1, yeah, that's correct as well. Huh. This is difficult, man. I don't know what's going on. This is frustrating. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, this isn't like out of bounds or anything. So I don't think it's the issue is that like it's code or anything like that. Maybe I'm not using the texture coordinates correctly or something. Let me see. Maybe I'm not setting the texture coordinates. No, they 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0. Yeah, they should be correct. Maybe it's the fragment shader or something. I don't think the problem is the MVP either. I guess, I could just multiply in a different order and see what happens. No, I really don't think, yeah, it's not that. Just try random stuff. Why not? Yeah. Doesn't feel like the issue is the transformation matrix, or the projection matrix rather. So we have our draw call, we have the camera. I really don't think the problem is the projection matrix. Yeah, because we see in RenderDoc the correct vertices. So that's probably not it. Man, I feel like I'm not gonna get anywhere on stream. That's so frustrating. Position 0, is that correct? Translate, yeah. Yeah, this should be correct. I'm not scaling when I should be translating or anything, right? Don't think so. Yeah. Sure, Liam, I have a blank screen and no idea why. I rather put the RenderDoc seems fine. The vertices seem fine. Yeah, I guess I should probably. Oh, I kind of want to end it here, but like, it's so annoying that it doesn't work. Like I couldn't get anything about on screen. So I kind of don't want to finish it here because of that. But also like, oh. Like, I'm not sure I can fix this. Well, I guess I have to read my code or something. Yeah, I feel like the draw call is not the problem. Oh, I do not set the dirty to false. Is that gonna be it? I feel like this shouldn't be it. Like, that's not it, right? No, it's not. What if, let's try something here. Instead, oh, I wonder if this is the issue. Let's try without vertex solar. Man, I'm gonna be so mad if that's the problem. Yes, I got something. Okay, so for some reason I was getting a zeroed out vertex color and I have no idea why. That's okay. I kind of, maybe it's too small even. I'm gonna, yeah, zoom, okay. So you can see it now. Oh God, how do I, how do I close? Okay. Okay, so yes, we did it. Apparently I was just multiplying the, it's annoying that for some reason I couldn't debug this in RenderDoc. I guess I would have to like see the shader debugger or get a better representation of the shader. I have no idea why I was getting that. I thought I was writing. Actually, let's fix this real quick. I thought I was getting white vertex color. right? Color. Yeah. So like, why? I'm not getting the thing correctly. This is so weird. Oh, I was not, huh? Well, what? Oh, I have color in vcolor, and I was setting color. I was setting vcolor instead of color. Okay, this is so stupid, man. Okay, I bet I spent like 15 minutes here, or even like half an hour staring at the screen. Okay, but it works. Great. I'm gonna have to call it here. I went like 40 minutes over, but that was a cool stream, and hopefully someone sees this, they're gonna enjoy it. So thank you, and